I'm Mermaid Ariadne, and today I'm going to show you how to design a custom fluke for either your fabric silicone tail, which is what I will be making in the next couple tutorials. I have an intro on that if you want to go back and watch the intro, which will probably be helpful. Or if you're just making a fabric tail for fun, then you can still go ahead and do this step. So this is kind of what it would look like. If you like the shape of your monofin, you might not want to bother with this. But if you either want to change the shape of your fin or you just want it to be a little floppier, then this is the perfect thing for you. So what you will need for this tutorial is your monofin, some sheets of printer paper. It doesn't take that much, maybe like 9 or 12 or something. 12 sounds about right, I don't know. You will need scissors, you will need some sort of ruler, and then tape. Just Scotch tape works fine. Any kind of tape really works fine as long as it'll stick to the paper. And then last but not least, you will need vinyl. So I got this vinyl. I don't know what gauge it is. The gauge or the thickness of your vinyl will make your the floppiness and the propulsion of your tail change. I really would not recommend just using vinyl because you won't get anywhere. You need to have your monofin in there too. So go ahead and get your vinyl. I got mine, I think, from Home Depot or Lowe's in the carpeting section. And I would go ahead and get twice as much as the size of the monofin of the fin that you want, because you're gonna need to make like a little monofin sandwich with two sides. So get twice as much as you want, then you can just cut it in half, and you can make a little monofin sandwich. So let's get started. Once you've gathered all your supplies, go ahead and cut your vinyl in half. So you have two equally sized sheets, and then go ahead and use your ruler to measure them. After you figured out what size they are, they should be the same size, go ahead and use your sheets of printer paper to make a little vinyl mock-up. You want it to be pretty much the same size that you can be, as close to the same size as you can get it. And you can just kind of tape all the squares together. Definitely just have it overlap, like don't bother cutting off extra material or anything. Just overlap the sheets of paper. After that, you're going to fold this in half. The way, like, I'm going to make the long way. My vinyl is 27 inches by 24 inches, and I prefer my fluke to be a little bit longer than wider. So I'm going to be folding this in half vertically. If you want it to be wider, then you're going to fold it in half horizontally. And this is just going to make sure that you have a symmetrical fluke, because it might look a little weird if you're asymmetrical, and it would probably be harder to swim with. So I would very much recommend a symmetrical fluke. So go ahead and fold this in half, and then we'll keep going. To actually design your fluke, go ahead and take the paper that you folded in half, and then your monofin. You want to line up the monofin with like the halfway point of the monofin with the edge of the folded side of the paper. And then you can go ahead and trace around the monofin. After that, you can go ahead and draw your design out. When I'm lining up my monofin, I make sure that it's about 1 inch or 2 off the paper, because you're not going to want the vinyl to start right where your feet are. You're going to want it to start up a little bit. This is the fluke shape I ended up going with. It is sort of modeled off a finfolk fluke, but I have altered it as I'm a terrible artist and I couldn't replicate it even if I wanted to. So if you want to go ahead and use someone else's fluke for inspiration, I think that's great. Just don't copy it exactly, because where's the fun in that? Plus you'd be taking someone else's design, which is really no fun anyway. So let's go into the next step, which is cutting out our vinyl. And this is the end result with the vinyl all cut out. If you see up here, I didn't cut out the little spikes out of the vinyl. I just left them and cut a straight line along here. And the reason I did that was because, firstly, if you try to cut vinyl out and make these little teeny tiny little spikes, you're gonna have so much trouble getting them all situated in your tail skin. If it's less than about maybe 1.5 inches, I wouldn't bother cutting out little vinyl spikes. Also, I'm going to sew all this together, but I'm going to put lines of Velcro here so I can take out my monofin if I need to. So I'm leaving space right along here for that to occur. Our next video is going to be showing you how to actually sew the tail and assemble this whole thing.